You know, I speak with a lot of people, and can you guess what might be the biggest mistake that people make? It's this: they don't get solar and batteries, and what does that cause? It means that they just keep paying for electricity bills that continue to have rates that go up each year for how much they get charged for getting electricity imported, and so that leaves them in a position that costs them more and more over time, and where they just have less less independence and control compared to people that get solar panels and batteries. And for a lot of people, it might not seem like a big thing because like the bills might not seem that large, like especially in spring and autumn. But then when winter comes rolling around, it can often be, or sometimes be more than what they were expecting, if they even notice. Some people say, "Oh, my bills have always been that way," and like I kind of laugh and say, "Oh, you're kidding me, man!" Like, name one thing that's stayed the same in the past 5 years. And then, at this point, I would say someone who's someone that's financially illiterate would not want to know what the rate hikes have actually been. So here, let me just show you. So if you look here, this is a little Google Photos album that I put together. So it's just the headline there about, you know, what it could look like with having more energy independence and control for the long term. But This is just some of our customers in the Sydney area. Um, but this headline here is just shows that the rates increased by up to 30% in 2023 after Russia invaded Ukraine and caused gas shortage because of gas exports being sanctioned from Russia. Um, then if you go to this one here, this is the shows that electricity rates increased by 25% year to date as of April 2026. So yeah, just a hasn't skyrocketed, just a 25% increase in the last year. And so big factor because part of that is probably because of the oil and gas exports being restricted through the Strait of Hormuz in Iran. And because of that, gas is used in gas-fired power stations, and so less electricity production from those causes the electricity supply to go down, and law of supply and demand that causes the price to go up. So a lot of people aren't really aware of these rate hikes, and that causes them to kind of just stay stuck paying them each year until they kind of figure out that they're going to keep increasing, and if they don't do anything, it's going to cause them to double the bills to double effectively over the time if their electricity usage stays about the same. So they eventually decide to do something. Oftentimes, when winter rolls around and their rates go up and they get a bill that's more than what they're expecting. Other times it can be if they're planning on getting an electric vehicle and that which would cause their electricity usage to increase, that sort of thing. This just shows what the electricity rate hikes have been over the last 4 years. This is just data from the Independent Pricing and Regulatory Tribunal. You can find it yourself online and download it. This just shows what the electricity rates price increases sort of like compared to general inflation. This is how the rates have increased for a particular person It's roughly been a 500% increase over 32 years. Now, if you compare that with general inflation, it's gone up uh, by 126% over 32 years, compared to a 400% increase for electricity prices. So, in summary, the biggest mistake that people tend to make when it comes to how they get their electricity is that they just keep paying for electricity bills year after year after year, with the rates going up each year, and they just don't have any control over how much the rates go up, so they're just forced to pay it, at least until they decide to do something. If they do, and they don't always do. Some people pay for electricity bills for the rest of their life.